Good morning, Ma'am Ellen. Good morning, classmates. I am Fair Fatima B. Abbas from Grade 4 SSCS. I am going to tell you about a story titled The Big Silly Crocodile. Let's go read it together. The Big Silly Crocodile. Once upon a time, there was a big silly crocodile who lived in a large, peaceful river. His name was Crocodile. Crocodile was different from the other crocodiles because he loved to play and laugh. Crocodile's favorite game was hide and seek. He would sneak behind the tall, dense water plants and then jump out, surprising the tiny fish swimming by. He then would burst into a fit of laughter. Ha 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 ha! One day, while playing, Crocodile noticed a little girl sitting by the river bank. She looked lonely and sad. Crocodile felt sorry for the little girl and decided to cheer her up. He carefully approached her with a wide grin, asked if she wanted to play hide and seek. The little girl looked surprised but agreed, her sad face turning into a smile. They played all afternoon. Crocodile would hide and the little girl would squeal with delight each time she found him. They laughed and played until the sun started to set. As the day ended, the little girl thanked Crocodile. She said she'd come back the next day and play again. Crocodile agreed, looking forward to the next game of hide and seek. True to her word, the little girl came back the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that. They became the best of friends, playing by the river every day. One day, while they were playing, they saw a baby bird fall from its nest. Ah! The little girl was worried about the bird, but Crocodile had an idea. He carefully picked up the bird with his mouth and placed it back in its nest. The little girl and the baby bird were both relieved, and Crocodile felt proud of his helpful act. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. The little girl and Crocodile spent each day playing, laughing, and sometimes helping other animals in trouble. One day, the little girl didn't show up. Crocodile waited and waited, but she never came. He felt sad and missed his friend very much. The next day, the little girl still didn't come. Crocodile decided to search for her. He left the river and ventured into the village nearby. After some time, he found the little girl's home. He saw her through the window, lying in bed and looking sick. Crocodile felt worried for his friend. Crocodile decided to cheer her up. He carefully picked some flowers and left them outside her window. When the little girl saw the flowers, she smiled, recognizing them as Crocodile's gift. Every day, Crocodile would bring her flowers or some small gifts to make her feel better. And every day, the little girl would smile at the sight of Crocodile's gifts. After a while, the little girl started to get better. She could finally leave her bed and walk around. She was excited to go back to the river and play with Crocodile again. The next day, the little girl came back to the river. Crocodile was overjoyed to see her. They hugged and then they started to play their favorite game, hide and seek. They played all day just like before. The little girl laughed and ran around, while Crocodile would hide and surprise her. It was just like the old times. From that day on, the little girl and Crocodile were inseparable. They spent each day playing, laughing, and having fun. Their friendship was truly special. Other animals in the river started to notice their bond. They admired Crocodile for his kindness and the little girl for her courage. Their friendship became a symbol of hope and love in the river. Years passed and the little girl grew up. She had to leave a village and go to a faraway place to study. But she promised Crocodile that she would return. Crocodile was sad to see her go, but he understood. He waited patiently for her to return. playing hide and seek with the fish and helping other animals, just like before. Years later, the little girl, now a young woman, returned to the village. She came back to the river and found Croco. They hugged, overjoyed to see each other again. Even though they had grown and changed, their friendship remained the same. They spent the day playing hide and seek, laughing and reminiscing about their past adventures. From that day forward, the young woman visited Croco every time she came back to the village. Their bond remained strong, reminding everyone about the power of a true friendship. And so, the big, silly crocodile and the young woman remained the best of friends. Their story became a legend in the village, a tale of a special bond that could never be broken. Every time the young woman visited, the river would burst in joy. The fish would dance, the birds would sing, and the big silly crocodile Croco would laugh the loudest of all. And so, the story of the big silly crocodile and his best friend, the young woman, lives on. It is a story of laughter, kindness, and friendship that stood the test of time. Whenever children in the village feel lonely or sad, they come to the river and call for Croco. Croco! Croco! He would always be there, ready to play a game from hide and seek and spread joy with his laughter. So, if you ever find yourself near the river, listen carefully. You might hear the laughter of a big silly crocodile. And if you do, don't forget to say hello to Croco, the friendliest crocodile in the world. The end. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye!